Hi there everyone, welcome back up here to Weir Yard, and I look a bit windswept, and that's because I've been out in the shed and I've been salvaging some more of Trinity Road. Actually we're just down to woodwork now, baseboards and such like, and there was a set of drawers out in the shed which was salvaged from my parents' house, from a room that was affectionately known when I was young as the train loft, because it had my model railway in. And my father was going to chuck these away, and they're actually really well made drawers. He made them himself. So I built them into the shed underneath Trinity Road, and they were really, really useful. But now I've kind of moved out of the shed. So basically, now that I've pretty much moved out of the shed, what I wanted to do was to see if I could build them in here to Weir Yard and give you some really good storage. So essentially, that's what I've been doing. So been taking stuff apart out in the shed and trying to see how I can fit them in up here. This is the area where it's going to go underneath, and you can see down here I've been at work, and if I just crawl underneath, started putting a bracing piece at the back there, and the drawers are going to be in this area here. That's the plan, and well, it's really difficult headspace. I'm going to have to lose at least one of the drawers because there's not as much vertical height, but I'm going to build a frame here. You can see the piece I put in at the back, and I'm going to put a frame across, and that's going to effectively be the runners for one side of the drawers. And this is straight over one of the walls anyway, so it'll take an awful lot of weight. And that at the back there is screwed into the purlins at the top, so that just takes some of the weight at the other end, makes everything nice and rigid. I've got a piece of plywood which will hopefully I can cut to length, which will screw to here and to there, and that will just make everything nice and rigid. I've then got to work out how I put another structure over here somewhere. That's going to be the difficult side. So I think basically what I need to do is to get this side in first, get the runners on for the drawers, and then I can use the drawers to kind of work out where I'm going to end up being. I've also salvaged some of the loft insulation out of the shed, and as I'm not really going to be using the shed anymore for a model railway at all, I thought, why waste it out in the shed when I can use it up here? So I'm going to be putting that in at the back where you see that plywood. I'm going to put an extra layer of loft insulation over all of that, and it's going to be hidden away at the back, so it'll be absolutely fine. That's the old hot water header tank, not connected to anything at all, but I couldn't get it out. So it's actually full of loft insulation stuffed in around it. You can see where the extractor fan goes out one corner. So that's actually all pretty snug in there. But it does complicate matters because it's right where I would be putting a structural piece to hold the back of the drawer runners. So yeah, let's get on with it and see what I can do up here. So as far as everything else is concerned, I got bored with steam, so I put out a load of the diesels. I'm sorry, I just keep going back to BR Blue. It is my favourite period, despite the fact that up there, as you can see, it's an awful lot of steam locomotives. So I'm going to crack on, and I'll show you progress as it comes. Well, celebration is in order with a little bit of cider, because down here underneath I've got those 3 drawers in, built a structure, and as you can see they all open just fine. And the thing I like the best about this is it is entirely made from effectively timber salvaged out of the shed, so Trinity Road lives on. And I'm a big advocate of recycling. In fact, even the screws got recycled. Mostly because it's Sunday and I couldn't be bothered walking down to see if Wilkinson's was still open for the pick and mix screws. So you can see there, actually I've also made an area, floored it out, so I can put empty boxes into there and they fit perfectly. It's almost as if I designed it for it. I didn't actually, it's just a fortuitous coincidence. But now my job is to go through what's left in these. It's stuff that was left out in the shed, and I'm going to transfer all of my tools into here, and there's one up here at the top which is pretty much empty. So the idea is that all the tools, just to get that back in there, all of my tools will go from being underneath here. Let's just bring some light across. You can see they're just in plastic crates, tools and modelling equipment. I want to empty these out and get the bits and pieces into a form that I can actually make use of in those drawers. And also there's some modelling materials right over there at the back. I want to clear out this area here because what I actually want to do is build some kind of an O-gauge thing underneath here, just to enable me to run the O-gauge stock that I have. And I know I've got the garden railway, but it might be nice to have something underneath here, put some lighting in. It'll obviously be pretty much on the floor. I don't know how much space I can free up because essentially if you look in there, we've got the fiddle yard up at the top and loads of boxes in storage. Basically space is becoming a premium. Although I have to admit I do have a lot of space, and this funny cushiony thing that can go elsewhere, I guess. But yeah, that's where we're up to. So I'm going to fill those drawers with tools and stuff, and then in an instant we'll see just how it all looks. So I've got all my modelling materials packed away, so difficult to see in there. But that's all my woodland scenics, scatters, things like that, all fitted nicely into that top drawer. And drawer underneath, mostly tools. I've got spare Metcalf kits. And then bottom drawer, again, more tools, shaper sheets in there. I've managed to actually get quite a lot of stuff into these that was otherwise in crates. So, yeah, really quite pleased. It's not the neatest of jobs, but it does the job, and I'm more than happy with that. So I'm going to kick back, finish off my cider, and maybe just chill out up here in Weir Yard. So thanks for sticking with me for this short video, just to show you a little bit of the kind of progress that I'm up to at the moment. There's obviously not going to be a huge amount on the layout itself. I'm actually working on other projects which at the moment I can't tell you about, so a lot of my modelling energies, my modelling mojo, is being directed at those. So I am building models, just not ones that I can show you at the present time. But don't forget to like this video, share it too, also subscribe to the channel, and you'll be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying, you take really good care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you again here next time. Bye for now. Today's video has been brought to you in part thanks to the generous donation of my fans on Patreon. And an extra special huge thanks goes out to Anthony Kidson, Michael Churchwood, Bob Threeton, Alec Ralph, Anthony Hunt, William Wade, Wayne Johns, Offshore Allen, and oorail.co.uk. If you'd like to help support the show, head on over to patreon.com/Jennifer Kirk. Thank you. Today's video has been brought to you by my books, Bringing Home the Stars, Twinkle Little Star, and also you can get the complete comic collections of All Over the House, Books 1, Books 2, and also the wacky zany Life of Knob T. Mouse. Thanks, and catch you later.